deck and make hay while the sun shines.
Ensign Pulver, Turner Classic Movies. Ben Makowitz does a much better job than I do, but just to give you a quick overview, showing a lot of great military movies as we salute Memorial Day this weekend with your Pratte Pack, and it is very early. We're in the Pratte Pack gym getting ready for a workout, then off to CBS Radio World Headquarters. Some things I wanted to talk about, though, before I saddle up and ride on into Green Tree, getting ready for the Sunday show. This movie, 1964, starred a young actor by the name of Robert Walker, the son of the late, at that time, who died in 1951, an incredible actor by the name of Robert Walker. Starred alongside the great, one of my all-time favorites, Walter Matthau, who's been gone since the year 2000. But he in his mid-40s, along with the great Burl Ives in this movie. And it was almost 10 years since the original Mr. Roberts was released, starring Henry Fonda, who starred in the Broadway play. He starred alongside James Cagney and a young actor by the name of Jack Lemmon, and one of my all-time favorites, William Powell, in one of his last roles, who went on to have a wonderful retirement of 30 years before dying at the age of 91. William Powell, a movie star during Hollywood's golden age, starred in a 6-film trilogy entitled The Thin Man, one time married to the late actress Carol Lombard, dated Jean Harlow, and then eventually married up until his death, Jennifer Jones. Just an incredible star power type of motion picture that really had such a shelf life that they decided 10 years later to do this movie. And in this movie, people like Larry Hagman, a young Peter Marshall, who would go on to star in that, well, television game show that you may remember as Hollywood Squares, a young Jack Nicholson, James Coco, a great character and comedic actor of that time. People like George Lindsay, who would go on to star in Gomer Pyle, Kay Milford, along with Diana Mills, Tommy Sands, a musician turned actor, and so many more people in this incredible motion picture, James Ferrantino. And I always love to see those who are just starting out, as in Mr. Roberts, the first motion picture, Nick Adams. So all weekend long, Turner Classic Movies, nobody does it better. Now, what else? Jim Bunning, who played for the Pittsburgh Pirates, who played for the Philadelphia Phillies, had an incredible Major League Baseball career that lasted 23 seasons. But what this Kentuckian did in the House of Representatives as a member of Congress and a 2-term senator will always be remembered probably as his best body of work. Passing away after a stroke a short time ago, this according to his family, and another one of those connections to my childhood, and a baseball card that I always look forward to getting, Jim Bunning passing away. Also, as we get ready to salute Memorial Day, earlier tonight, I saw that my friend Diana Barr, Senaviva, her lovely mother, turned 87, and they celebrated with a great picnic at Beaver Creek. Looked like you and hubby Pete had a great time. Wish I could have been there, but to your mother, happy birthday. And her father, Bob, a member of the United States Navy and a vet of epic proportion, not because of his military service. He worked for the United States Postal Service, but also one of my early mentors, taught me a lot about East Liverpool Potter basketball history. And believe it or not, it's a fact. Every Memorial Day and Veterans Day, I think of people like him and my father, Frank Dawson, also a United States Navy from East Liverpool, and so many others, including one of my all-time favorites, Big Al Tambolini, Mimi Tambolini's father, who served during Korea. He, of course, the husband of the late Mary Tambolini, passing away recently as well. So your Pratte Pack's wheels never quit spinning. Southern rock, blues. Ladies and gentlemen, I was so saddened to hear of the passing of Gregg Allman. Even though those of us who were fans knew the time was imminent, it's always tough to lose someone who was such a part of not just my childhood, but my business. You know, Gregg Allman, the founding member of the Allman Brothers Band, etched a style of Southern rock and mixture of blues that no one has been able to duplicate since. I mean, Ramblin' Man, Midnight Rider, Whipping Post. I mean, this guy, truly incredible. And of course with his brothers in that classic album Eat a Peach, and in which I remember playing many times that big vinyl 33 1/3, dropping the needle during my days as a disc jockey at such stations as 106.7, which was a huge album-oriented rock station and really blanket the tri-state area from eastern Ohio, panhandle of West Virginia, and throughout most of western Pennsylvania. And when I would do the midnight show with just a lamp in the background and nothing else, that was one of the most requested groups throughout the night. And I can still remember reaching into that library of albums and always pulling out with a smile and looking at it and saying, now we're getting down to business. Gregg Allman had an amazing career, had a rough life at times, but just remember, folks, all of us have taken that path at times that we wish we could have taken another road. And Greg Allman, like the rest of us, very humble beginnings, started up, well, many years ago, being a musician with dreams of someday hitting the main stage under that center white spotlight and just doing what he loved to do. And I can still see him either playing an acoustic guitar, electric guitar, or that most famous place that he loved to be behind that Wurlitzer organ, doing what he loved with that can of Budweiser and just wailing with that incredible voice that to this day, it still makes me stop and listen. I will miss a man that I had such admiration for and a true rock giant, a member of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, as of course his brothers in that band, but there is only one Greg Allman. And I don't really want to remember so much the tough times in his life because we've all had them. We have. I want to remember the brilliance of this man on stage when he was in his element with that incredible sound that truly is one of a kind. And I will remember him as I look at his life now with that long flowing blonde hair and that manicured beard that never seemed out of place and that chiseled face that looked as though it should have been on the Mount Rushmore of rock and roll Hall of Fame members on a Harley Davidson with the high handlebars just riding off. And always, they can never, ever stop the Midnight Rambler. Greg Allman, dead at the age of 69. Much more on his legacy in the first hour of Rob Pratt Sunday that begins at 5 a.m. right after CBS News. Good morning, everyone, and remember Memorial Day to salute those who have made the ultimate sacrifice. Have a great day. We'll see you later from CBS in Green Tree.